Car Chronicles. How you guys doing? All right, you ready? So what is mass love bombing? So I'm going to give you some examples so that you can get an idea of what mass love bombing is, and then you can apply it. I'm not going to say any names, any artists, any movie stars, or musicians or anything like that, but I'm just going to give you some examples, okay? When people make, or content creators make, videos concerning narcissists, you have men and women alike, that there are some that are very well-meaning and have a desire to help people that have been in these situations, recognize, these situations. And then they do have people that actually give out information concerning healthy relationships, what men or what women want or what men and women like. Now, you have to remember that people that are watching the videos are not always survivors. They're not always people that have been victims or survivors of narcissist abuse. Some of them that are watching these videos or watching other coaches and content creators with these videos are narcissists themselves. And what is the main rule, or what is the thing that you have learned the most off of watching videos concerning narcissist abuse? Narcissists mirror behavior. They don't have the capacity to feel compassion and empathy like we do. And so they mirror what they see. What is the best way? Because most narcissists are looking for supply. And so they try to find supply whatever way that they can. And they love bomb that new possible supply, or they love bomb supply in order to get their hands or their claws or talons into those supply. So now they have attached themselves not just to content creators. Now they're playing on your empathy and your sympathy by displaying behaviors of remorse, that I want to help people. I want them to know about the narcissist from a narcissist, firsthand information. But what is it that we know about narcissists? A narcissist never does anything to help anybody. Everything that a narcissist does, they do it for themselves. So if they're creating content, or if they get an opportunity to be on your platform, it's because of your platform or the content that you create may have a large following, or they have an opportunity to love bomb or influence a greater audience at your expense. Just a little bit of truth mixed with a lie is still what? A lie. And once they can get on a platform, or they can get on your platform to woo or love bomb your audience, they also create flying monkeys. Go to part 2. Car Chronicles, back to the Office Chronicles. Narcissist has this stimulating, this mesmerizing, curiosity invoking type of influence. And when they have the opportunity to get to the masses or a large crowd, they have this way of wooing people. They have this way, remember, they're always targeting your empathy and your compassion. They're always stimulating your emotions to get your emotions all revved up, to say the things that you want to hear. So now you're going from personal one-on-one, where they're love bombing you and they're paying attention to you, and they know what you want, and they tell you all the things that you want to hear. So when you're dealing with an audience that's curious about narcissists, what is the thing that you want to hear? You want to hear what they're thinking. But you have to remember, a little lie mixed with the truth is still a lie. And they're going to pervert the things that they say. One thing I can tell you about a narcissist: they can give you information, but they'll never, ever give you revelation. Listening to a narcissist give you information, you'll notice that your emotions are all over the place. When I say your emotions all over the place, yeah, they understand me. They get your emotions all high. They get you hype, and they get you to feel as if they're on the side with you and fighting, and they're going to tell you information, but a lot of that information is also perverted with falsehood. But it sounds really good because they're very persuasive. Now, let's look at some motivational speakers or coaches or relationship experts. Now, not all of them are narcissists. Now, don't get me wrong. Not all of them are narcissists, and a lot of them are giving you great information. Now, you have a narcissist that's watching these coaches and these relationship specialists, and they're taking information and they're mixing it up with their opinion about things, and they sound very, like I said, very influential. And they'll give you information, but what you don't realize is that they're grooming you. It's almost like taking a whole bunch of fishing poles and putting worms at the end of it and just throwing it out in the water, or just taking a net and throwing it out in the water to see what you're going to catch. How much can I catch by the worms that I'm dangling out in the water? So these narcissists are fishing. They're giving you information to make you feel good, but they're grooming you at the same time. They're grooming you to have you believe their narratives. Some of them are experts and they intermix their own personal belief systems, which is the narcissist belief system. And then they tell you how you're supposed to be, how you're supposed to think, how men are supposed to think, how women are supposed to think. But when you really start paying attention, or if you pick up on the fact that that's a narcissist, the more you listen, the more truth you'll start hearing. And you'll begin to notice that everything that they're telling you is drawing you to them. They're love bombing you to them. Love songs, love letters, imagery, everything to stimulate your emotions. Now you looking at Shrek or Fiona and you begin to compromise. Maybe I can make it work. I like what they're talking about. Go to part 3. Our Chronicles to the Office. Mass love bombing. Remember, a narcissist always has an agenda. So it doesn't matter whether they're coaches, whether they're influencers, whether whatever position that they're in, they don't have your good in mind. They do not have your resolve in mind. And matter of fact, had a conversation with my mentor. And one of the biggest things we were talking about is, okay, most people are running to a narcissist to get information from a narcissist. Most people are running to a narcissist, and then when you confront them or say something about it, they throw out and say they're harmless. They won't do anything to you. They're giving out good information. I've never had this much information before. And it's a narcissist, and they're telling you exactly what they're like. Okay, think about this. Like her and I were talking. If you have a sex offender, a level 4 sex offender that gets out of prison, why would you go to the sex offender to learn about sex offenders? Not only do you go to the sex offender to ask questions about being a sex offender, they also invite your children to listen to the sex offender. And they're sex offender, level 4 sex offenders, horrific sex offenders. Why would you go to your tormentor to find out why and how they torment? They're going to find another way to torment you. So you have to remember the lessons that you're learning from the influencers that have your good in mind, and they're teaching you about narcissism. You have to apply that information even on the people that you think you like so much that are narcissists that are teaching you things. Anytime they're drawing you to them, anytime they're loving you and making you feel, it's almost like you fall in love with these individuals and you don't know anything about them. They talk a good game. They make you feel all good on the inside. But guarantee you, when you meet them, they talk the talk, but they don't walk the walk. So they're hypocritical. You meet them and you start finding the holes, not just in their stories, in their lives. You begin to see that what they're saying does not measure up to what they're doing. They're looking for someone to support their agenda. If they can get a large mass of people, or if they get a large following, or if they can tap into your platform and pull on your viewers or your people, your tribe, your family, your friends, and play victim, what are they going to talk about? About how bad their childhood was, all the things that have happened. What do compassionate, empathetic people do? Oh, woe is me. Oh my gosh. The exact same thing they do when they're talking to individual people. They'll do it on a large scale. And guess what happens? They create flying monkeys that will defend them at all costs. You have them in all industries. And what is a better influence but a large crowd and a large following? Television, music, anything to create a large following and flying monkeys to defend them at all costs. Use what you learn to discern.